Hello and welcome to this video from Heybridge High School Maths Department, and today we're going to look at how graphs can be misleading. So when we have a graph, quite often what we think it tells us just by looking at it isn't actually what it is telling us. So we need to learn how to look critically at graphs and be able to tell what's wrong with them, what the problems are, and how they're not actually showing us what they seem to be at first sight. So let's start off with an easy one. We've got a pictogram, and the pictogram gives us information about the number of chocolate bars sold by a shop last week. Now, the issue that we have here is the key. So when we have a pictogram, we always have to have a key to tell us what one picture is equal to. So everything's absolutely fine until we have a look at Thursday, because in Thursday we've got half a circle. If a whole circle represents 3 chocolate bars, then half of a circle has got to represent 1.5 chocolate bars, and that's not possible. You can't go into a shop and buy half a chocolate bar. So that's what's wrong with the pictogram. The key represents 3 chocolate bars, so half of a circle will represent 1.5 chocolate bars. So that tells us that on Thursday, altogether, the shop sold 10.5 chocolate bars, which is not possible. So we're not really sure if that means 1 chocolate bar or 2 chocolate bars. So that key is misleading. So now we've got a bar chart, and the bar chart is showing us the firm's profit for each of 3 years. And it says here, give 2 reasons why the chart is misleading. Well, first of all, this is supposed to be a bar chart, and on bar charts, all of the bars should be an equal width, but they're not here. This one's 4 squares across. This bar is 3 squares across, and the bar on the end is 5 squares across. So we can't be sure that this first bar actually represents £10,000. It might represent something else because the bar is wider. This second bar might not represent 30, it might represent something else because the bars are different width. So on a bar chart, you need to remember that all of the bars need to be the same width. Okay, what else is the matter with our bar chart? Well, if we have a look here at our vertical axis, we've got our profit in thousands of pounds. Now, when we have a scale on an axis, the scale should be equally spaced. So down here we've got no 0. That would be absolutely fine if they'd put the little lightning bolt in and then started here with 2. They haven't done that. They've gone 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. That bit's fine. But then we have this massive jump here of 6 to get to 20, and then it starts going up in 5s. So that's making it look as though 2013 and 2014 have been a lot more profitable than 2012. So that's also misleading. So you need to have a look at the scale. That scale does not go up in even steps, so that's also misleading. So now we've got another bar chart, and this is a bar chart that shows the scores of 5 students in their English and maths tests. And we need to write down 3 things that are wrong with the graph. Okay, well, to start off with, there's no key, so we don't know which of those bars represents English and which of them represents maths. We've then also got another problem here on our vertical scale, because again, it's not going up in even steps. It goes up in 4s, 0, 4, 8, 12, 16, but then it only goes up 2 to 18, and then it starts going up in 4s again. There's also no label on this vertical axis, so we don't know if that's the marks that they scored or if that's the percentage We can't tell what that is. So that's why this graph is misleading, and that's 3 things that are wrong with this graph. So why do we think the following graph is misleading? Well, to start off with, there's no title and there are no labels on the axis, so we don't even know what the graph is showing us. The horizontal scale is great because it's going up in ones, but when we get onto the vertical axis, the y-axis, it's doubling every time, so it's not going up evenly. So that scale would be misleading as well, because it's making it look here as if whatever 4 is, 4 years or 4 months, as if that's only slightly bigger than that, whereas actually it's twice the size. So here's another question, and it says, explain why the statements that accompany each of the following diagrams in a newspaper may not be true. Your comments should be based on the diagrams and not your personal opinion. So if we have a look at this first diagram, it says twice as many women as men have accidents in the home. Now we can see on the bars that the bar for women does actually look twice as big as the bar for men. It's twice as high. But we haven't got a label on the y-axis again. And we've also got our little squiggle here, and that indicates that our scale doesn't start at 0. So if our scale started at, say, 50 and went up in 5s, we could have 50 men, but then we might only have 55 women. We can't tell from that bar chart exactly how many women and men have had accidents in the home. So that's misleading. Without those labels on that y-axis, we can't work out the actual frequencies. Okay, and then number 2, taken from an item about a school's examination percentage pass rates. And it says the percentage pass rate has remained constant between 2005 and 2010. Well, here's 2005 and here's 2010. And we can see that they have both got the same pass rate, but we don't know what happened in the years in between. We don't know what happened in 2006, 2007, 2008 or 2009. So we can't say that it's remained constant between 2005 and 2010. All we can say is that it was the same in 2005 and 2010. So finally, we've got this question about pie charts. And we've got a pie chart that shows the medals won by Germany, and we've got a pie chart that shows the medals won by the Russian Federation. And Graham says the pie chart shows that Germany won more gold medals than the Russian Federation. Is Graham right? And then we have 4 answer options. So we've got A, yes, the gold sector is larger in the medals won by Germany pie chart. B, no, we do not know how many gold medals are won by either country. C, no, another reason. Or D, not enough information to tell. So it's D, we haven't got enough information to tell. Okay, that is linked to B. We don't know how many gold medals were won by either country. So we don't know how many gold medals Germany won and how many gold medals the Russian Federation won. Because if Germany only won, say, 9 medals, then they'd only have won 3 gold medals. Whereas if the Russian Federation had won 25 medals altogether, they would have won 5 gold medals. So even though the gold section of the pie chart for the Russian Federation is smaller, it doesn't necessarily mean that they won less gold medals than Germany. The only way that we would be able to tell would be if we knew the number of medals won by each country, and then we could compare, or if we were told that the number of medals won by both countries was the same.